Hello everyone, Kevin here with Hydra Progressive Software and our book price video. If you haven't watched our service and pricing template video that we put out, please go watch that one before watching this one. This one will make way more sense to you if you've watched that video first. Okay, so if you're still with me, we're going to talk about book pricing. So book pricing is obviously the pricing you're going to charge to a customer when they don't have their own customized pricing entered in the system. And to set that up, you're going to go under Setup, Pricing Template Setup. And you'll notice this window opens up automatically to book pricing. Now, when we're entering our book pricing, we have a couple options we can do here. We can actually set up book pricing templates for job types. So for example, here we've set up one for safety services and fire shower services. Or we can set one up that is just generic book pricing for all services in the company. So if I were to open the fire shower services, this is our book prices for a typical fire shower job that we're going to run. And then if I open up the generic one, here's our pricing for all services in the company. So you can set up either or, and I would recommend setting up both, and I'll show you why as we go through how to use these. So to use book pricing, and how the system determines to use book pricing is when we go under job entry and we're entering our job, we're going to select our job type. And in this case, I'm going to choose fire shower services. And we're going to select our customer. So you can see here, as I selected that, our service template pulled in. I'm going to choose Onyx Energy here because I know I don't have any customer pricing set up for them. There's nothing in the system for that customer. And I'm not going to fill out the rest because I won't be saving the job. I'm going to pick the start date 2 days from now. And when I leave that field, it pulls in the book pricing. So what the system does is it starts off by checking the customer. Does the customer have a valid pricing template set up for this job type? If it does not, then it goes one step further and it checks, do we have book pricing set up for this job type? In this case, we do, so it pulls that book pricing in. And now your dispatch knows this is probably correct pricing because it was pulled into the system. So as long as you're maintaining your templates, this pricing gets pulled in and you don't have to worry about accuracy. And again, as always, you can add services, you can remove services, you can override these prices. If, for example, we're not going to charge him for that this time, we can do that. And that system, once we've changed it, it stays that way. It doesn't get overridden. Now, the next way we can actually choose to use book pricing is if we don't have a job type entered. So in this case, we're going to choose a training services job. So we have a service template for training services. And again, we're going to pick Onyx Energy because we know we don't have customer pricing for them. And we're going to choose a couple days ahead from now. And you'll notice we didn't actually pull anything in because we don't have a book price by training services set up. But when dispatch comes down and they start entering their quantities, it automatically pulls the book price from the generic book price setup that we've done. So as we're going, we're getting the book prices as we enter this information. And as long as we've entered that information, we know it'll be in there. And again, we can override. We can come back and say, oh, made a mistake. I'm going to fix that. We can change these prices if we want. For example, maybe we're not going to charge any cleaning on this one, so we can remove that. We can add services. Same as always, but it allows you to ensure you're getting the correct pricing from the books as much as you can. Now, there's a couple tools I wanted to show you with these pricing templates that I left for this video because I knew it would be a little bit shorter. So if I pick a customer on here and I choose one of their services and I open it, you'll see at the top here on this window we have tools. And there's a couple things we can do here. We can print a quote for that customer, and if I do that, it's actually going to just print a quote for that job type. So we've laid the quote out so you can print it off on your letterhead and send it to the client. We can also customize this quote to include your logo and to print more specific to your company. Put it however you want. The other thing we can do is we can actually print quote by customer. And what that's going to do is it's going to print the quote for each job type you've set up in the system for them. So for each pricing template you've set up for that customer, it's going to print that quote. So if the customer wants a quote based on all the services, different types of services we provide, that's a good way to go about it. And now I'm going to go back to my book pricing here, and I'm going to go to the generic one, and I'm going to open it to show you the last tool we have under this. So this last tool is the copy template tool. So as you can see, this generic book pricing is running from January 1st till June 30th, and then it expires. We know on July 1st, we want to increase all these prices by roughly 20%. Rather than have to go through and manually do the math and figure all this out, we can simply copy the template. Now we can pick our new effective date. In this case, it'll be July 1st. And we can pick our new expiry date, which will be December 31st. And here we can actually say what percentage do we want to increase or decrease our pricing from. Hopefully you never have to use the decrease, but it's there as an option. So we're going to say increase, and when I click copy, it's processing at the moment, and there we go. So it saved the template, and you can see now it's applied a 20% increase to each of these fields. Now we can still, at this point, we can still come back in here. It's saved, so we can just close if we're happy with those. But in this case, let's say we've decided we're not going to actually change our cleaning rate. We're going to leave that at 70. And let's say we've decided we're not going to change subsistence any more than 60. And we can save that, and it will save. Takes it a little bit because there's so many services there. And when I close this, you'll now see we have from July 1st to December 31st, and it hasn't been approved yet, but it's there. So once those pricings are reviewed and everything's good and approved, as of July 1st, those are the prices that'll be pulled in. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you would like some more information, feel free to look up our website at hydraps.com, find us on Facebook, or give us a call and we would be glad to help you.